Hello collective, welcome to the channel. It is November 4th, 2025, and we're gonna tap right in with Spirit, see what storyline they'd like to share with us. We've got some entities out there, masculines, trying to overthrow the rainbow covenant that God, Most High God, has with this divine feminine dignitary magistrate who has dominion over the planet, is the new planetary guide. So there has been a collective of masculines who I feel hijacked that covenant last cycle, just as they are trying to do this cycle. So you got some masculines out there who are gaining contracts with divine feminines and vice versa. Please take it as it resonates. But for the deal, they're calling the original contract a false contract, and it's part of the deal, I guess, of these old fallen from grace planetary guides. So they are trying to get somebody to Judas this magistrate and to take over that position once more. Last night they were talking a lot about replacing her with a replicator, growing a new one, trading her in, getting the genetics, growing a new synthetic form, and just harvesting the energy and continuing on like before. And they've been parading around other karmic feminines, and he's like, well, that's like going from a 10 to a 1, and he doesn't have any respect for the lower end of that scale. So it's ridiculous that they're trying to buy some of these fellas off, you know, as part of the bro, you know, part of the deal. But what seems ridiculous to me is that these masculines and other feminines that are getting contracts with the divine, you know, the earth angelics, it's like they have it all. It's all theirs already. Why would they be cutting a deal with this other group who doesn't have any authority when everything now it belongs to these other new contract holders? It just doesn't make any sense to me, unless they're bewitched or making decisions based in fear. I don't know, but I'd like to do a read on that, on the old who I feel hijackers of the Rainbow Covenant, and the new Rainbow Covenant holder, who is this divine feminine magistrate. I'd like to get a read on that and find out what's happening with that, and how's that all going to work out. Well, we got the world here. So there is a completion of a cycle, and we've got new love here. So let's just get started, shall we? That is the intention. What's going on with this magistrate and her Rainbow Covenant and this posse of masculines who are trying to steal that Rainbow Covenant and this planetary dominion? What do we got here? So we got a King of Cups in the reverse. Somebody doesn't give a crap about anybody. And right now it appears they're being a little bit overly emotional. They're a little, they're you know, or maybe they just don't have the capacity to love anybody. In the challenge position, what's going on in the challenge position? King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Somebody is sad. They're overly anxious about this King of Pentacles having some wealth in the subconscious. Eight of Swords. So somebody, King of Cups in the reverse, is feeling like a victim because King of Pentacles has the wealth. Somebody else, somebody else who's got, they're feeling helpless. So in the recent past, Two of Cups. So there's a union. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to hijack these unions. They're trying to offer opportunity. Now, how can you get a greater opportunity than the opportunity the Most High God has given with this contract with an actual temperance angel? How could you get a greater opportunity than that? Well, some of them are forfeiting these contracts to this other group for an opportunity, some freaking opportunity. They're selling themselves. They're trading themselves in for some fantasy of an opportunity. Right now, we've got the Two of Cups. So there are this union, this power couple. Intentions, expectations, please, Spirit. Well, these power couples coming together is leaving somebody in a Five of Cups regret. They're feeling overwhelmed in a Ten of Wands burden because they have lost all their money. They're in the middle of a scandal, some kind of a scandal. This partnership here that's not taking part of the deal. Obviously, they know that King of Pentacles has all the pentacles. The wealth is his. And you got these other folks out there that are they're messed up in the head. They want to hijack this King of Pentacles union. They want to do away with this feminine. The counterpart that helped him achieve this success. In the near future, we've got the Ace of Swords. So there is the truth here regarding Queen of Cups reversed. So you know the truth about this selfish woman. And her counterpart, the King of Cups reversed, is right over here feeling some kind of way about this King of Pentacles restricting him, binding him away from all this wealth. The lens is being looked through. Is the Nine of Swords. So they're having a nightmare. This duo, this Queen of Cups and King of Cups reversed, are having a freaking nightmare because the truth is revealed here. And the King of Pentacles has the money. He's got the wealth. And in the environment, Five of Swords, conflict. So somebody's in a nightmare. They could be defeated, feeling defeated. Hopes and fears. Knight of Cups. Romantic proposal. You know, they were talking about this the other day, that you're about ready to come into a relationship, or somebody out there in the collective is. They're really upset about this. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Ooh, she's got her fire up. And the King of Swords is right here. He's got mental clarity on this abundance, on this Ace of Pentacles. So he knows exactly what's going on here. I just went to the dentist. So if I'm doing that with my mouth, it's because I just went to the dentist. So yeah, we've got King of Swords knows the truth about this abundance, this Ace of Pentacles. We got the Eight of Pentacles. So we got hard work paying off. So your self-employment, whatever it is that you've been working on personally, is paying off. Your work, oh, it's working out in a big way, Empress. You got the 10 of Pentacles, and look, you're the Empress, and justice is being served here. So the King of Pentacles is in the challenge position. He's taking the wealth away from these little jackwagon tricksters here, those who like to abuse people. We got the Empress here. She's got her 10 of Pentacles. And justice is being served. And these magicians are in a freaking tower, man. They don't like what they're getting offered. They're losing everything. They're not getting offered jack. Because of the strength of this union, they're getting a new beginning. So that's good. That's really, really good. It's going to happen real fast. We got King of freaking Wands here. And he's a homecoming. King of Wands, he's bringing home the bacon, and Queen of Wands is right there waiting for him to get home. So that's awesome. They've collected the money. They've found out the truth. They're gathering it all up. We got some real jackwagons out there, I'll tell you, throwing out some negative mental energy for probably, geez, maybe 30 minutes or so. It was going real strong, this negativity, you know, about this betrayal crap. Maybe longer, maybe an hour. Before I caught on, you know, and I'm like, wow, I must be under some witchcraft. You know, somebody, some little masculine is out there, is concentrating real hard on the divine feminine psychics, trying to get her into South Node, trying to get her to believe that her new partner here is a real jerk. That is funny. They're projecting real hard right now. So if you're feeling that, it's probably this King of Cups in the reverse. He doesn't have any love. He doesn't want you to have any love. He wants to project that out like everybody's going to betray you, just like that dude or dudette, whatever. So they don't have any love. They're all in their emotions because King of Pentacles took the money and then bound him. Gave him a whole bunch of restriction. Woo! Yeah, he's not happy. He's not happy. He's crying. He's crying right now. He's overly emotional, and you might have felt that too. Some in the early morning, you might have felt a little emotional, teary-eyed maybe. And then this afternoon, like right around noon or so, it was a little more like remembrance of betrayals and triggers and the memories of all the horrid things that these King of Cups reversed do. You know, these folks that don't have any money, and this Queen of Cups reversed. Yeah, you got the truth out. King of Pentacles, they're challenged because, and they're very, very unhappy because King of Pentacles took all the money. And he's in his purpose. King of Pentacles, he's claimed his money, his inheritance, and he is in his purpose. And that King of Cups in the reverse is restricted from that. He's being restricted. He's being, he's feeling helpless or like a victim. He's crying in his little soup bowl or whatever he's got going on there. This player. The snake player is being restricted. Oh, he's mad. He's crying in his freaking cup. King of Cups in the reverse. He's not happy. He is so mad. He's getting restricted. This snake player. Because the Two of Cups, the strength of two, is right there. And all these guys are trying to do mental magic to make you think that they're going to be the same snake that these guys are. Home. So you're home. You are together. So maybe home is where the heart is, right? So whether you are together in the 3D or in the 5D or some other D, home is where the heart is. You got a beautiful union there. And so their expectation is you got somebody out there in deep regret. They're going to have to carry their own burden, their own 10 of Wands. So that's on them. They created it. That's their burden. And they've got a 5 of Pentacles. They lost all the money because it belongs to the King of Pentacles. He took it. That's just the way that their cookie crumbles is what that is. That's a cookie crumbling all in the right way. As is. They got to accept things as they are. You accepted things as they are. They're in a heavy 10 of Wands burden. And we got as is. And I'm just going to read that real quick so that you have that for you. Let's look at that. Oh, they snuck it in up here. The truthful acceptance and acknowledgement of a situation. So they have to accept things the way it is. It's a removal of the rose-tinted glasses and a willingness to surrender to something that, at least for a time, is manifestly out of your control. So they got to accept things as they are. It's out of their control. The truth has been revealed about this Queen of Cups here. Selfish. She's selfish and smothering. She's being spiteful. She is spiteful. She's a swindler. She's a swindler. And so is her mate over there crying in his cup, his upside down cup. He's not even able to catch his tears. We've got observation in the reverse. So you know the truth about this Queen of Cups in the reverse. Spiteful, smothering, feminine. There's observation in the reverse. So she's no longer able to see. It's like she's lost her sight, her vision, perhaps her third eye vision. So this in the upright would be empath, healer, nurturer, and caregiver, but it's in the reverse. So it's like they're not a Queen of Cups. They're not a nurturer. They're not an empath. They don't particularly care about anybody. They have limited vision. They can't see clearly. They're not able to gain a proper perspective. We've got the 9 of Swords here. So somebody's in a nightmare, having a lot of anxiety. They might not be able to sleep. We got expectation in the reverse. They didn't get what they were expecting. They didn't get what they were expecting. So we've got 5 of Swords in the environment. Somebody may be defeated. There may be some conflict. Whoa, that just popped right out of there. Conflict. So 5 of Swords and conflict. Conflict, double conflict in the environment. Whoa. So you got the Knight of Cups here. Somebody wants to make a romantic proposal, but we got conflict ×2 in the environment with the hope of, or the fear of this Knight of Cups, romantic proposal here and now. Yeah. So this curator was complaining the other day about a feminine gonna be in a relationship anytime now, and he's really upset about it. So they're trying to create conflict because they know this is coming. You've got Queen of Wands there. Oh, she's a passionate little honey, and you saw her King of Wands there. He's just waiting to catch up with her. What do we got going on? Survive. Woo! I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'm still alive. I got all my life to live, and I got all my love to give. I'll survive. Yeah, I'll survive. But you got a couple of, there's a whole big old group of people here in the environment want to fight still. They want to fight for this leadership role. Look, this personality is competition for your leadership role. It's not a competition for you. You are who you are. But you got these people who haven't, they don't have the value in the soul to actually earn this leadership role. The only way they can gain a position like this is to brutalize somebody and then pretend. And that's what they've been doing for quite some time in order to gain the status of privilege of a wholesome person, these kin. Well, we got a prophecy here that the ancestry and their the communication techniques of these these vain people, puppeting others. Well, you've got forgiveness for your faith. You're seen loyal, you're seen true. You've got congratulations coming up because you were dealing with this religious person horse playing around with your position and your pathway with these spirits, these demons or whatever. So you're innocent, and this evermore is yours. And they knew that it was coming up. Everlasting love. You did not do anything. You did not do anything. You just paid attention to your body while these people were trying to take your stuff. You remained stable and rational. So justice is being served here on all of that, all of those teachings that bring hardship to people. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's sad, really, because the whole world is infested with rats, man. And they've been feeding on all good things and leaving nothing but little trails of shit behind themselves. They can't even clean up after themselves. King of Cups is in the reverse. He has no love in him. He's probably crying. Ooh, he's not happy at all. He's just not happy. He's being a whiny little bitch. He's in his feels. He's confused because the King of Pentacles has the wealth and he's in his purpose. The snake could not steal this man's destiny. Yeah, and he has a full understanding of what's going on here. Ooh, we got the Eight of Swords. Somebody's feeling like a victim. This snake, this player. Woo, he's a snaky player. Snaky. Somebody. And they don't know what to do. Oh no, what the heck? King of Pentacles, he has the freaking wealth and all of the fancy tools, man. And he's in his purpose and he knows what they've been doing. He knows. So in the recent past, the power of two has come together in the home. And so the home is where the heart is. Maybe they have a home. Maybe in a different dimension. They're like they're pulling strings. And it's starting to manifest here in the 3D. Take it as it resonates. We've got unsatisfied home. They were unsatisfied with the way things were going. So here they are. Power of two. They were unsatisfied with the way things were going. So now we got somebody in regret. They're having to carry their own damn burden, and they're going to have to do it without any support. Things are the way they are. They have to accept this. This is just the way that it is because the truth is out here. Queen of Cups is in the reverse. She's smothering and spiteful. She has limited vision. She doesn't have proper vision. She cannot see clearly. She might be losing her third eye sight because she's unworthy. Unworthy. And then we've got pride and reunion. So this person, this Queen of Cups, has limited vision. She's unworthy of a reunion because she's a prideful little twit, basically. The truth is out. You know, you can really look the part. Oh, I'm so fancy, you know, but when it comes down to the guts of something, you know, the inside, it's very, becomes, you can't help it. They're in a nightmare. Nightmares, having a nightmare. King of Cups is reverse is having a nightmare. They're having a nightmare and they're in fear, having anxiety because they did not get the position that they were expecting. They didn't get the identity they were expecting. They didn't get the seat or the position they were expecting. So that's like this planetary ruler, this magistrate. They were wanting to replace her. They did not get the seat. So whoever this King of Pentacles is, and this King of Wands, they can be certain that they got their right person. Yeah, because right we got here is we got a reflection, a mirror magic, copycat, whatever. Their values were all about money. They wanted the money of this Queen of Wands and her King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. And whoever else we got coming out here. We got Five of Swords. There could be defeat or in a conflict, or there could just be conflict times two. It's a habitual pattern that they will never change. All they know is fight. They don't know love. See, what's weird is they go in and they pretend that they are love, and then they get a contract, and then they brutalize somebody, and then they unalive them or whatever. They give up, and then they're like, oh, I conquered her, you know, and it's just so sick. It's like, are you kidding? I mean, this guy right here, he comes up on a loving woman, and then he proceeds to just tear her apart, and then he freaking congratulates himself on conquering an earth angel or a goddess, whatever, semi-goddess, demi-goddess, whatever you think you are. We got a Knight of Cups here. So there we got a romantic proposal coming in here and now. It is time. It's time for you to get your proposal, and it's too late for these ones to do anything about it, but they've got swords. I mean, Five of Swords, conflict, and habitual patterns. Queen of Wands is there. She's intent on living her life. She's very passionate about living her life. She's very she can rely on herself and take care of herself. She survived there. There's two people on that survival card. It could be that King of, look, and they're in a leadership role. It's crazy. We've got reminiscing. You survived, reminiscing, irreplaceable love. So you might, this says, I'm missing our inside jokes. So you might actually be coming together with somebody from another lifetime before everything got real screwed up. Like you may be coming back into where you are. Like these old people, like you were old, you're reminiscing, right? Oh, what was it like to be young? And I don't know, maybe you're reminiscing about what it was like to be young when you were young with this other person in another lifetime. You have survived whatever trials this was, these dishonest, you know, whoring, you know, being a little prostitute. Yeah, so somebody missed their opportunity to love themselves and to be with you. They want a conversation, but you're absent here. They're absent. So reminiscing, irreplaceable love. Somebody's reminiscing, irreplaceable love. It's so crazy. So King of Cups is in the reverse, and optimism is in the reverse. We've got confusion out here. They're not clear. They can't think clearly. They're probably crying all the time because they're not happy, and they're King of Cups in the reverse. So there's no love in them. They're very emotionally unstable. They're definitely not in temperance energy. They would have to trap somebody that was in temperance energy if they had any hope of bringing balance to themselves, because they refuse to do the inner work. They don't want to do that. They want to be a jackass, and they want to siphon somebody else's temperance energy. They're confused here. King of Pentacles has all the money, and he's in his purpose with an understanding, an exact understanding of the game. Commitment. So somebody's confused about this commitment. Things are getting real serious, whether it be a commitment here in the, this commitment here. They're confused. This King of Cups is confused about this commitment. We've got a King of Pentacles in the challenge position who is in his purpose with a full understanding. Things are getting real serious here. Traveling soon. Traveling soon. So there's an understanding of both sides of the story. Somebody's going to be traveling soon. They're feeling trapped. The snake, the player, doesn't know what to do. They're indecisive. Confession. They might be trying to confess something. They don't know. Maybe they're indecisive about a confession. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're pondering the idea of making a confession. Two of Cups union in the recent past, in the home, unsatisfied. Somebody's not satisfied with the way things were going. Perhaps something happened. God stepped in. He said, whoa, what do you guys got going on here? Holy moly. It's all about timing. When you're in a time loop, apparently, it's about timing, statutes of limitation, you know, lengths of time one must suffer before they can, you know, claim their freedom. Most folks don't survive that long, so they have to go through the loop over and over and over again because the snake makes it so damn difficult. We got date night. So you were unsatisfied. Power of two together, soulmates union in the home. It could be the home front. It could be upper realms, unsatisfied with the way things were going with date night. So it appears to me as though somebody who has greater authority came in and they said, okay there, what you're going to do is all your cups are going to get spilled out. You're going to carry this 10 of Wands burden, and you're going to do it while under hardship, and you're going to accept it the way that it is, because God's not happy with date night. And we've got protection. We've got a guardian here. I guess maybe this is what your guardian said. Maybe that's what their guardian said, their angels, their ancestors. Maybe they're going to have to go walk this talk, or maybe you, who are as you are, you accept things as they are. Maybe you are protected now. Maybe they have to go deal with this scenario, having no cups filled while under a 10 of Wands burden, while not having any security. They got to accept things as they are and just rely on their guardian angel like you did. They got to go, if they want your reward, they have to go walk the path that you walk in order to earn it, because it requires a certain inner fortitude and a certain humility or humbleness in order to carry this great power or wealth or responsibility. You have to be able to hold yourself firm and not sell out to somebody offering a lesser opportunity because you're afraid they might hurt you. You know, that's where a lot of people mess up. They start making decisions in their life based on fear. And, you know, so we got the Ace of Swords. There's the truth here about Queen of Cups in the reverse. She has no love in her. She's smothering and spiteful. She has very limited vision. She can't see clearly. She's unworthy to partake in this reunion because she's very prideful. Manifest. Manifest. She might be doing magic in a nightmare. They didn't get what they were expecting. This is a copycat, a low vibrational copycat trying to get money. They didn't get the position or the seat or the identity or the destined path that they were expecting. Give it time. Everything in divine timing. They might have gotten time. They may have to go back and do some loops in time. Five of Swords. This could be double conflict, or it could be a defeat in a conflict for this habitual patterning that they just can't seem to help themselves in. They're never going to change. That's all they are, is fight, 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 fight. And the more you love them, the more they hurt you because you just piss them off. So we got Mercury retrograde. So there's a defeat or conflict times 2. We've got habitual patterns. They'll never change. We got going back. Wow. They're going back. They can't separate from this conflict. God said, if it's a world of violence you wish to create, it's a world of violence you shall have. So they can't separate. They can't divorce out of what they've done in the past. They can't divorce out. They can't get rid of. They can't slough it off onto somebody else. All this conflict, they can't transfer it onto somebody else. There's no divorcing the history of what they have done here. They can't put it off on anybody else. So we've got a romantic proposal here. They're very upset about it. It's here and now. It's time for you, and it's too late for these ones to do anything about it. They might be trying to run some they might be trying to concentrate on you because you're a telepath, you're a psychic. So they're trying to download triggers, past betrayals, how everybody for centuries in the world have been betraying the contract, the divine union that God has set up with them, with an earth angel. They've been throwing away, they've been betraying this divine union with an earth angel for a lesser opportunity for some freaking whack job here in the 3D. A collective of whack jobs that love to abuse people. Why would somebody throw away their earth angel? I guess maybe because they like to abuse people. You know, somebody earlier said that would be like trading a 10 for a 1. And I suppose maybe they like 10 holes as to the 1. I mean, maybe they just like that. They like that cheap throwaway China, you know, wear your shoes for a month and then toss them or something. I don't know. New shoes for every month of the year. I knew one gal years and years and years ago. She shocked the heck out of me when she said, flavor of the week, girl. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. But yeah, all right. So we've got chivalrous, romantic proposals here and now. It's time. It's too late for them to take any action regarding intimacy. So they can't come in with some hit it and quit it kind of a thing. This isn't a hit it and quit it. You're not going to jump right into this intimacy. It's not about intimacy. This isn't an abusive thing. We've got the Queen of Wands here, independent and funny. She's very passionate about her life. She's so fired up. She refused to quit. She survived whatever these ones did to her. And now there's reminiscing. There's reminiscing about inside jokes. Somebody's reminiscing about inside jokes, about an irreplaceable, the way you love can never be matched person. So somebody was joking about your irreplaceable love. They thought it was funny. They thought it was grand. We've got opening your heart. It could be somebody from another life cycle that is knowing. Maybe they know now, since y'all survived whatever this illusion, delusion, fantasy, freaking betrayal was. Now your heart is open to, we got cycles. We've got cycles. So you're opening up your heart and to in this new cycle to each other. There's not going to be any third party enemies present. Nope, they're not going to be here. They're going to be let go because they are liars. They go in, hit it, quit it, get a woman pregnant, and then walk off and be with each other while draining her spiritual inheritance and then telling the whole world how she's just a dirty, rotten prostitute whore. You know, can't keep a man around. That she's got 4 kids by 4 different men, and all of those men are probably those confused third-party enemies. They're just there to tap into that spiritual inheritance. grab a hold of some of them gifts you got there. Water sign, somebody else, third party enemy, having challenges with their intuition. They might not be able to think clearly. King of Cups, water sign, crying his eyes out. Optimism in the reverse. Somebody may have to move. There might have to be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, who has to move because they're a narcissistic gold digger. Yeah, narcissistic freaking gold digger has to move. They're upset. They're not happy. And neither are you, I wouldn't think. Somebody's upset about this commitment or their commitment or what's going on. It's serious now. They don't know what to do about the new value system for commitment. King of Cups is he's in grief. He's all in grief. He's crying. He's in the reverse. Boo boo boo. Optimism is in the reverse. Confusion, unclear about commitment. Oh no, what's going on about this commitment? Freedom! You're free. Things are getting real serious. You and your person here are very committed to be gaining your freedom from this low vibrational hit it and quit it, tap into the spiritual inheritance and disrupt your opportunity for a strong foundation and family tree. No, they got to go, man, because we got plans. We got plans. King of Pentacles is here with the wealth. He's in his purpose with a full understanding, and he's going to be traveling soon. Where is he going to be traveling, Spirit? Oh my goodness, he's got his freedom. Oh, there's a change. There's a change coming up. He's traveling soon. There's a change here. We've got this King of Cups in the reverse is feeling trapped. This is a snake player. Oh, he's mad. He's mad. He's all upset. He's upset, all right. He doesn't know what to do. He's indecisive about whether he should confess. He doesn't know about that. You got your freedom. There's a change here. You're traveling soon. You're leaving these guys and you're taking everything with you because it belongs to you. They're confused about this couple here. Micro, macro, okay? Singular couple or multiple couples. Take it as it resonates. But they're confused about their commitment. It's like, because like I said, I heard them the other day, this group of fellas telling this other fella, probably the King of Pentacles, that they could give him, look, they got one that's in the public eye. She's young. They could replicate her. They're talking about this King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and they're like, look, you know, we can replace her. These guys are the ones that are famous for flipping and copycatting people in order to, drain the wealth and then hook. He's got the King of Pentacles has all the freaking pentacles, and he's got this fired up, passionate woman here that's got a whole crap load of determined energy that is being used to make sure that he's successful in whatever he's doing here. This couple is not messing around. They have every intention of surviving and going back to a place of love with open hearts. Not like open heart surgery, but like an open heart, I'm going to love you forever kind of love. Oh, yeah. And this snake is all envious. They're so envious. So they're indecisive about a confession. They're thinking about it like, oh no, should I confess? Should I say something? We got balance. They might have to confess about you bringing a state of perfect harmony to their world. I mean, now you're taking it away. You're all gone. Now maybe they don't know what to do. Maybe somebody is confessing. Maybe the snake has to finally break down and confess that it was you bringing them balance all along. They're not their own supply or their own source. Power of two are here in the home unsatisfied with what was happening with date night. They were hitting it and quitting it, downloading karma, downloading sin, transferring their bullshit artistry, their bad behaviors and energy. This black energy, death energy, orgy energy, all that crap, man. They were offloading it onto an earth angel, onto a star. crazy. And that's how they were getting their wealth. They were going in, tapping in, and then they could play in the energy, you know, download what? So you've had 25 partners for the year. Okay, well, I'm going to take all that nastiness. I'm going to go download it into that little earth angel over there. She's so bright and shiny. I'm just going to go put it on her right over there. Right? Yeah. So I can continue having fun and then leave them over there transmuting all my nastiness. See if they can survive this full load. That was one thing. I had a astral experience. I was following this guy into some freaking theater where everybody was gathering for some little event, and he was mad. And I asked him, I said, "Are you mad?" And he says, "Yes." And I said, "Well, and what's going on?" And he goes, "Well, I'm just wondering if you can take a full load." I mean, this was just a real bad dude, man. And there's so many of them. And apparently their leader drives a red Prius. We got doubt. Doubt. So you were unsatisfied with date night. Date night is crap. You got doubt that was leaving everybody full of doubt. Somebody's having doubt here because they're in regret. They're very sad because they got to carry their own burden and they're not going to get any help from you. They got to accept things as they are. You are protected. You and your peace are protected. They got to, look, they're guilty of messing around with you. You're protected from those who were guilty of messing around with you. You got the Ace of Swords out here. The truth is known. This is a Queen of Cups in the reverse. A smothering, spiteful, selfish person. They've got limited vision. They can't see. Perhaps they've lost their third eyesight. They're unworthy of a reunion. This is an egotistical, prideful person doing magic on people. Indecision. They don't know what to do. They can't. They're trying to manifest something. They don't know what to do. It's not working out. They're in a Nine of Swords nightmare. They can't sleep. They didn't get what they were expecting. Their values were all about money. This is a very low level or low light, low vibing person. We've got give it time. Everything happens in divine timing. Let it flow. Give it time. Give it time. Health. Health. Give it time. Health. They got to go learn how to honor their physical vessel that enshrines their soul. They got to go learn how to turn their light on. You know, rather than put out other people's light and then dress up in it, they got to go figure out how to turn their own light on. We got Five of Swords. It could be a defeat. Somebody's in resentment regarding this conflict. It's a habitual pattern. They don't think they're ever going to change it. We've got divorce in the reverse. They cannot get out of Mercury retrograde. Everything that they put out is coming back to them. They can't divorce out of it. They can't offload it onto somebody else. It's coming right back to them. Coming right back. And then we've got love. Love. We're going back to love. They were not able to divorce you from love. From going back to love. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Five of Swords, they're defeated with this conflict. These habitual patterns, they could not divorce you from going back to love. We're going back to love. They could not stop it. They could not stop it. We got heartfelt proposals coming up here and now. It's time for it, and it's too late for them to take any action with their sex, with their passion project. Because your heart is open. You've moved beyond that. You've elevated beyond the root chakra. You're all up here in your heart now, fueled by the passion of the lower chakras, but you're not stuck in that right now. You're not operating from fear or survival mode. You're not operating from these wanton, feral passions. You're actually got purpose and plans for your future. You're using your thought to create something for your future rather than just destroy other people so you can be happy in the here and now. But you do have here and now. Look at that. Look at that. Romantic proposals here and now, too late to take any action with their sexual stuff. It's in the reverse. They can't come in and sex you up. And we've got patience in the reverse, like no patience. You're out of patience. This says, I accept everything happens in divine order. But so this is be patient. You have patience. Now you're out of patience. You're out of patience with this passion project. These people coming in trying to get a sexual encounter and then causing a bunch of conflict and leaving. They could not separate you from love. They were not able to divorce you from love. You're going back to love. Queen of Wands, oh yeah, she's passionate, she's funny, she's fiery, and she survived. Reminiscing about old jokes. It could be that you've known each other for a long time. We've got open up your heart and worried. Somebody's worried about you opening your heart. Whoever this is that's reminiscing about inside jokes over an irreplaceable, loving person who had to survive their crap. Their heart is still open and they are worried. They're worried. They have to accept discipline, some sort of discipline from relationships that are here to serve the higher good, that they caused adversity to. Earth angels that they caused such adversity to, they're probably getting a real big ass whipping right now. I would not doubt it, because they have grown in consciousness and awareness, and they failed to take them out and bury them in hell. They failed to do that. So now they have to surrender their need to control. Negative energy is being removed, and you are a being of love. You're restoring peace here with the gifts of your soul that benefit you and others. These ones are under judgment for what they've been doing in the mental body of people, driving them into addictions, driving them into anger, driving them into self-loathing or depression, this kind of stuff. They're in regret because you're connected to an inner voice that you trust and gave you the courage to face this pathway. You're successful. There's no greater goal than to love. You're successful because you're grateful and thankful even for those times that bring you such grief, because that's when all of your seeds start sprouting. You're grieving. You're crying. Your waters are flowing. Your seeds are busting open. You're shattering on the inside. And then they get that water and it just starts flowing. And then before you know it, stuff starts sprouting. And then before you know it, you're no longer crying. You're wondering, what is this that just happened to me, right? On the inside, what's this change? It's a little easier to make your list of things to be grateful for, after every shattering. It seems to be that way. So you're in your purpose, and your purpose is being honest. You are authentic, transparent, and true. Good, bad, and ugly. You leave it all out there. There's nothing to hide. This is it. You can think it's either okay, not so bad, or okay, oh, so bad. You're never going to please everybody. In fact, you're not going to please anybody 100% of the time. Even the Most High Mother, Father, God, Goddess knows that there's some things in you that need to be ironed out and worked out and, worked on. There is perfection within imperfection. People who pretend to be perfect are lying, man. It's just not the reality. You persevered over death because God resurrected you and then led you back into an ascension. He knew what these ones were doing, and he wasn't going to leave you there for eternity. He knew better. Mother, Father knew better, because you happen to be a son or a daughter. They know their son and their daughter, and they know what you've been enduring and all of the information that you have been gathering during these trials, and you've brought it all to the Supreme Courts and the upper dimensional realms, and now stuff is happening. They did not want you reaching those upper dimensional realms. That's why there's some lower vibrational God, lowercase g God, who's a sorcerer or something, and he's been mind effing people. They've been doing mental magic on everybody in the United States, perhaps other places, but at least in the United States, whoever this lower G God is has been doing mental magic on people to drive them into scenarios that they would of conflict that they would have to survive. This would never ever have happened, but they were doing this magic. So I don't know who this is. He's definitely a lower G. That ain't no capital G, I can tell you that. But that just goes to show you that these guys think there's multiple gods. They believe they are. And maybe they are, but they definitely lost their capital in that G for sure. King of Cups is in the reverse. He's crying in his soup bowl, and he's not happy at all. He's confused about your commitments and how you got freedom. You're free to go have these powerful unions. He's confused about it. He's confused because he lost. You are free to go have your power of two union, the strength of two union. And they're confused. Oh God, they lost. And King of Pentacles has the wealth. He's in his purpose with an understanding. He's going to be traveling soon. There is a change. There's some kind of change happening with a traveling. There's some kind of traveling happening soon. There's a change. It's been very rocky for you. Maybe this person is going to be traveling soon. Is King of Cups in the reverse? Maybe they're challenged because this King of Pentacles in his purpose has an understanding of what's been going on here. And so this King of Cups reverse has to travel. There's a change because he's been making it a rocky road for a lot of people. And that was what I heard too. They snuffed the light out of many stars. They made life difficult for so many people. So now they're feeling trapped. This snake, this player, they're indecisive about confession regarding balance, regarding you bringing balance. They lost. They're confused. Oh no, what do? We got to admit that you were the one bringing harmony to our world, and that we were giving you crazy drama, trying to stuff you in a rabbit hole. They got to confess. The Tower of Two are here in the home, unsatisfied with date night. There's doubt here, and there's doubt regarding this snake. There's doubt in this snake. The snake is screwing things up. You're not happy with date night. This date night is crap. You know, there's no hit it and quit it date night. Let's try it out. Ooh, you know, you got to go sleep with 50 of them before you find the one you want to marry, and by then you're diseased and old. So, it appears to me as though the divine are upset with date night. They want to go back into this this actual union, this actual pairing up, this strength of two getting together and manifesting something of value together. You have manifested something of value within yourself, and then those two are paired up by the divine and then matched. But you guys, people here in the 3D, they got messed up in the head when it came to material wealth, you know. They're losing everything. They're in regret because they have failed. They have to carry their own burden now. They're in a 5 of Pentacles. You, as you are, you're accepting things as you are. They have to accept things as they are. They're going to be protected. You are protected from the guilty ones. We got tired. Somebody's tired. And you deserve a break. So you are being protected by your guardian. You're just here in peace. These people, you're protected from those who are guilty of messing with you. Ace of Swords is out here. Queen of Cups in the reverse. This spiteful, smothering, selfish person has limited vision. They might have lost their third eyesight. They're unworthy of this reunion. They're egotistical and prideful. They've been doing magic on everybody. They don't know what to do. We've got something isn't ending. Something isn't ending. They're not able to end. So time has stopped for some folks, but it appears as though it hasn't stopped for these prideful people because they got to continue in the looping in time. doing these lessons because they didn't learn their lessons. They were siphoning the wealth out of people who were learning their lessons. Those people who are shining right now, those people who survived. So they're in a nightmare. They didn't end. They couldn't bring an end to this. They could not exit time. They could not exit time. So there's no end for them. They're still in time. Some of you are beyond time. You have moved outside of time. So there was an end to time. You're now in this infinity. Maybe they don't know what to do because you have never ending. Like whatever this is, like it's never ending. Like you get never ending love. They get never ending whatever they've been manifesting for themselves with this conflict. So they're in a nightmare. They did not get what they were expecting. Their values were all about money. They're a low vibrational reflection, mirror magician, whatever. We got give it time and health. Many flames. So they've got a lot of time loops that they have to go through because they affected the health of many flames. There's a severe penalty for that. They cut their life short, made them sick, made them suffer. So they're getting time. This is like a sentencing for what they did to the health of many flames. They've been defeated here with the Five of Swords. They got all kinds of resentment. There is conflict. So they've been defeated in the conflict that they were bringing about with these habitual patterns. They could not stop you with a divorce. So there's no divorce. There's no stopping you from going back into a state of love. That's where we're going. That's where we are. They could not stop you. You've got an exit plan. They're looking for an exit plan. This is never ending. Whatever it is, they lost. They lost. So love. There's no divorce. There's no divorce. You aren't divorced. They tried to divorce you out with this habitual conflict. They could not stop you from moving back into love. It could be that they're not getting divorced, that they're not leaving time. They're not leaving time. Like they can't leave. They're not on board the Starship Enterprise or whatever. They're not going anywhere because like there's no divorce. They have to go back in time. They can't leave. They can't leave. They got to go back. They can't quit because of what they did to love and love's needs. They're going back because they could not get you divorced. They could not divorce you from love, even though they abused you and kept you from having what it was you needed. They left you there in the dark. Oh, this is bad. You're getting a new romantic proposal here and now. It's time. There's no intimacy. There's no sexual, hit it and quit it. Ew, I didn't like that. No, you've lost patience with the passion project. Whoever that is, they're drowning. They're going under. You don't have any patience with those who screwed you over. Yeah, they're not going to be able to screw you over anymore. You're out of patience with that. They're going under. Queen of Wands is here, very fired up. She's fired up. She's like, I want to live my life. This is my life. It's like when you go through decades of suffering and you know that it's because these ones are trying to take you out and take your place. And you have suffered and suffered and suffered, and you really had to be resilient. You really had to grow strong. You really had to face that fear, an immense amount of fear. Thousands of people hitting you not only with the magic, the forbidden magic, but the technology that they're not supposed to be using on citizens. All kinds of stuff. Voice to skull. They got those DEW, direct energy weapons, which have been used on me. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on for the community of civilians, and it's not fun, and it's not funny. And whoever these people are, they're done. They don't want to be done. They're probably going to nuke the place because, they still have access to those bombs and such. Escape. They're worried because you've escaped. Love has given you you are love. You are love. You're very passionate. You're not a floozy. You're probably celibate, because you know these guys have been trying to swing everybody with date night to tap into their sacral energy. Crazy drama. They broke all their promises. They did not see this coming. They left you alone. They left you alone, and now you're leaving. Now you're leaving. You traveled a long, dark road in the dark side, and now they have to go walk that walk. They got to walk it. They got to face it, and they are crushed. If they want the wealth and the status that comes with being you, they have to go through the path and learn the lessons that you had to learn in order to develop into who it is you are, with those particular strengths, with that particular stability, and that particular inner fortitude that can manage such a gigantic role. You know, your level 1 conflict, red rummer, bringing misery to everybody. They just don't have the inner fortitude or the strength or the humility or any of that to deal with such a monumental thing, such as bringing peace to the world. They can't. They're all about conflict. War is our game, So they could be secretly not telling people that they're falling away in ruins. They're lying. Maybe people who have been lying on you are falling away. Maybe everything is going into ruins for them and crumbling. Everything that they've built on hit it and quit it, one night stands, just another notch in the headboard, is crumbling. Everything they built on that energy, that intimate energy, whoop, boom, it's coming up on its head. This childish person is looking for an exit plan. He needs a relationship and a sacrifice, because he's stuck in this time loop. He's stuck. This curator, he got himself stuck. They're confused. They're whining and crying. This weed seed has been found guilty of really messing with love, playing games with love, and tangling them up in webs that they were certain they would never get out of. This is just cruelty, man. This is cruelty. And now they're grieving. We got burned. They could be grieving that they actually burned diamonds, stars, and suns. Or maybe they're getting burned by the diamonds now. The light, you are freaking lighting them up. You're lighting them on fire. You're burning them up. And they're reaching out, trying to connect to love, but love is staying away. Love is like, what? And now they want forgiveness, because this lion or whoever you are, you're being very aggressive. You're like, hey, and they're having anxiety because their cup is empty. They didn't get shit. They caused all this brutality for somebody. This drama, this trauma, this torturous event, and over lifetimes, and their cup is still freaking empty, and they're still black in the inside. They still can't bring temperance energy to their own internal mechanism. After all this time, after saying all we have to do is consume them and we'll be just like them, and after all this time, there's still this. There's still this. Why? It doesn't make you the same. Just be, you're not what you eat. You just aren't. I mean, you're just not. But you're just not. They try to tell everybody you are what you eat, and you know why? It's because they've been doing that transference of sin into the animals, and then slaughtering them and selling them in the food supply. So people pay to eat sin-infested meat. And some people kick back and laugh because they're making money. And they're getting rid of their sin. You're ingesting it. And they believe that you are what you eat. So they think you're actually taking on all of that. And maybe that's the way it was working. And maybe that's because why so many people are lacking. Because it's that freaking magic. A transference magic. King of Cups is in the reverse. He's not optimistic. That is in the reverse. They're very confused that you are free to have this power of two commitment because they've lost. They lost. They're very upset. They don't want this to happen. The whole world is infested with this type of conflict. It's all it is. Conflict, 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 abuse, abuse, abuse. And unfortunately, it all It all kind of travels around the sexual energy with these ones. Very low vibrational and suffering, survival, fight or flight, right? Daydream. They lost their daydream. They lost. It was all a daydream. It was an illusion. It was a fantasy. They're confused. How could you be free to go into this commitment and get serious with this? They've lost their daydream. They've lost their illusion. It was just a dream. King of Pentacles is here. In his purpose, he has all the wealth and he has an understanding. Now, he has an understanding of this King of Cups dominating people, taking them stuff. They're going to be traveling around. There is a change here because they were making the road rocky for a lot of people by driving their minds, by driving their experiences, by transferring their sin and their anger and their lust energy and everything. So they're feeling trapped now because the snake player doesn't know about, they're like indecisive about confession. Like you were the one who was bringing a state of perfect harmony into their world and they tried to stuff you in this rabbit hole. And now they're going through withdrawals because you aren't there to balance it out for them anymore. You're rejecting them. It was you who was making everything okay, and they thought that they could just dominate you and force you to care while they were hurting you. Now you've got the power of two. No more playing fancy pants with, you know, the guy down the street or whatever. This is home. Home is unsatisfied. Home, the upper dimensional realms, is unsatisfied about date night. They have doubts about this snake. People are being tempted by the snake, by this sexual encounter, and they just want to go out and be wanton and lustful, and they don't want to commit to family, you know. Lonely and sick, disappointed. They're in doubt. They were tempted to leave you lonely and sick, and maybe they will be now. Those snakes who were tempted, maybe they're in doubt because they're getting released. They're experiencing a bunch of release here. They're focused on their failure. They're overwhelmed by this 10 of Wands burden. They don't have any money. There's a big scandal. As is, you accept, there's a big scandal. You accepted things as they are. You are protected from those guilty ones who left you in a state of being extremely tired, of just exhausting you of your essence. You're protected from them now. They've lost, these mask wearers. It could be that these mask wearers are tired now. These mask wearers have to carry their own burden. And that was a message long ago. It's like everybody has to carry their own cross in this cycle. There's not going to be any saviors. It's like everybody either, they have to add value to their soul, you know, tap into that garden, turn on all that light, get all that photosynthesis going on the inside, you know, work with spirit, become one with the Mother Earth and the elements of it, you know, the energy, the wind that carries everything through you, into you, you know. So the Ace of Swords, you know the truth about this Queen of Cups. In the reverse, there's no love in her. She has a limited vision. She could have lost her third eyesight. Unworthy of a reunion. This is a prideful, egotistical person manifesting things with doing magic. They don't know what to do. Whatever this is, we've got never ending. Oh, so it's not ending. It's not ending. They couldn't bring an end to you loving yourself. They don't know what to do. They've been trying to manifest, you know, your world for themselves, but they couldn't stop you loving yourself. They don't know what to do. They've been found unworthy of this reunion because you refused to give up your sweet love for yourself or for whatever it is that you are in love with, your pet, your, you know, your breath, your heartbeat. So somebody's having a nightmare because they did not get what they were expecting. They were expecting your chair, your destiny, They were expecting the money that comes with you. This is a low light copycat, and now they're given time because they affected the health and the physical vessel that enshrines the soul of many flames, many stars, many suns. Family. I heard God say, or somebody divine say, I'm tired of you feeding on my family. They're in trouble. Many flames. Family. God is not happy. And what's sad is that they're still out there in the midnight hour having conversations, luring in these men who have contracts with actual earth angels or women. Yes, see, they're not going after the women who have contracts with masculine earth angels. They want the masculines who have the feminine earth angels, because the feminines have the womb, and apparently they got a lot of nurturing gifts too. And the men, they're either the foundation keepers, the strength. They're the warrior, the might. These worshippers. They need warriors, and they also need wombs, right? Anyway, I don't know why somebody would betray a God-ordained spouse for a limited opportunity here in the 3D. It doesn't make any sense, especially now that all of the bridges have been repaired and the illusions are broken. It doesn't make any sense to continue in this path. We've got 5 of Swords, so there could be double conflict, or somebody has been defeated in a conflict. It's a habitual pattern that they'll never change. We've got, they could not divorce you from returning to love. It could be that they have to go back and repeat time loops because they were not able to divorce you from love. They're upset because they are receiving a loss. Their loss needs, whatever it is that they need, they've lost it. Because you're returning to love. They could not separate you out from love, even with all of this conflict. You're getting a romantic offer here soon. It's time. You have no more patience with this swindler intimate program. They're drowning. They're going under. And they're overwhelmed. Overwhelmed, overloaded with their obligations. They don't have the contract with you. They've lost their stars. Now this this magistrate, she exercised her right for, is that commissary? Whatever that is, where you pardon people. So apparently, a masculine, which could have been God, said, if you lied about her, then you lied about everybody. And so it's like there was that pardoning. There was a pardoning of the earth angelics who had been accused of being prostitutes, because the realization that these ones had been harvesting intimate energy during the dream hour, midnight dream lover, and all these other kinds of ways, and then putrefying that energy and then laying it back on them. That reality is known, and so people were being deceitfully layered in this and then accused of it and then convicted, and so it was all a lie. It was a scam. It was an illusion. We've got the Queen of Wands as a survivor here. Somebody's reminiscing about the inside jokes over an irreplaceable person and the way you love. Your heart is still open, and they're worried because love has offered you an escape and they have to stop. Or maybe they have to stop using love as an escape route. Your heart is still open. They can't use love as an escape route anymore. There's not going to be, this game is over. This game is over. The magistrate is in. She's got her protection. God is there with the Rainbow Covenant. She's got her husband, who could be this King of Pentacles in his purpose, dealing with this snake. This magistrate doesn't want to deal with these entities because she knows that they've been sacrificing humans. She's like, she doesn't want to do business with them. They're very upset. They're very angry because she's not falling in line. She's not supporting their programs with her energy. She's the coach about marriage, high value marriage. High value marriage. This magistrate is the coach regarding high value marriage, high value relationships, high value connections. There was the message that she fell to tell. She fell into this illusory, magically driven and punished and buried and swapped out and cloned, and all kinds of bad stuff was happening to people. And you got this magistrate, she fell into this mess, had her memories erased, had herself all messed up and shut down in every possible way that anybody else could have done. And she lived the experience that everybody else lived. And when God resurrected her and brought her back with all of these experiences and this firsthand testimony from what she experienced and everything that others around her experienced, it was like, whoa, okay, now we've got the magistrate who intentionally, it seems to me, fell and then got lifted back up. God, I think, did this intentionally. He was like a nanosecond ahead of all these snakes who thought they had her for good, And now they're sick about it because they're in danger. They're in danger because of all the things that you lived and learned about their ways of trapping earth angels, stars, and suns. You learned a lot, magistrate, and they want to take you out. They want to take you out. You judges, you earth angels that are up there calling judgment on these people, they want to eliminate you bad. They want whoever the other person is in your contract, they want them to betray you for a lesser opportunity. But that was just stupid because you have all the freaking pentacles. And this beautiful vow with spirit, with source creator, with all of those angels, with each other, with the elements, the trees, and all of that. You're very in tune. These people are stubborn, man. They're being cast away. Or maybe they're being cast away because of the frequencies that they were running through your mind, trying to program you into failure. And you discovered this by experiencing it, and you were able to bring that real life experience back to Heavenly Father, and He examined that, and it was like, whoa, okay, now we got some information that we can work with, right? These people are bound to their commitments, whatever it is that they did, these contracts, and you're having sweet dreams. You didn't do anything. You persevered through what they did to you in the history, and now they want to apologize. They're praying, they're hoping and praying that they're going to get an apology. You're making preparations here, and calmly, or maybe somebody's making preparations. You're getting ready. There's arrangements being made. You're getting ready to go live a simple, peaceful life, while these people are going to be confined and in a nightmare. They could be confined in a mental nightmare. They may have to deal with decades of mental RAPing, just like you did, these prideful people. Every nasty thing that they send into your mind while they're being rejected and separated. Like, they might want to compromise. They might be separated from each other, but spying you online. Like, maybe this is the only connection. They can't reach you any other way. They want to compromise. Justice is being served on this whole network, and it's a death sentence. It's a death sentence. And they're worried because they brought so much need to survive to these sweethearts, oh man, who have come into their fortune anyway, and their peace. They're very much relaxed. It's their turn to go indulge. They have a new family tree, and this is the conclusion of this fight. They're going to come into the fruits of their labor and go on an adventure. They have reached their things. There's evidence of the curses, the misfortune, the tragedies that were upon them that they triumphed over, and these ones have to walk that path now. If they want the reward that they were trying to unalive her for, and this King of Pentacles that they were unaliving people for, if you want that reward, sorry, you're going to have to go walk the walk now. You can't just take it and proclaim yourself successful because you could beat somebody over the head and end their 3D life. You know, it just doesn't work that way. Every one of them are intentional red rummers, and they did it premeditated. They got into the mental body. They spied somebody who was bright, who was shiny, who was an empath, who was a psychic, who could take their stuff in and absorb it readily. And then they targeted them, and then they offloaded all that crap onto them and then stuck them into this. Yeah. Oh, you're getting the land back. You're taking the land back from the vampire. You're taking the land back from the vampire. You've got billionaire status. This is one heck of a story. I heard one of the masculines say, whoa, that's one heck of a story. It's a long story. It's a long, terrible story. It's a long, terrible story of love bombing and gaslighting and flagrant, you know, wanton sexual encounters that never led to anywhere except a doctor's visit, because all of a sudden you start wheezing or woozing or oozing or whatever. Whatever, man. It's just sick. Smelling or whatever. King of Pentacles has all the money. He's in his purpose with an understanding, and those who were dominating others and making their life difficult are leaving. They're leaving, and there's a change. We're not dealing with feral people, you know, those people who refuse to manage themselves well. We got somebody's feeling trapped. This snake is feeling trapped. They're a player. They're indecisive about confessing that it was you who was bringing perfect balance and harmony to their world. They got caught in a crazy drama, and they've been rejected. They're rejected. They're going through withdrawals because they got disconnected from you. You are free. Look, this narcissist is going through withdrawals. They got cut off from you. They're stuck in this crazy drama. They created the crazy drama. They created the crazy drama, and they were kept piling all this nastiness onto these earth angels, and you had to keep transmuting all this nastiness, right, until it eventually unalived you. And they were just wandering around like so satisfied. Oh yeah. So there's an announcement here. There's some kind of an announcement. The Two of Cups is here. The Strength of two together. And home. You were unsatisfied with the way things were going with date night. Home could be the heavens or the upper dimensional realities. They're not satisfied with the way things were going down here with this sexual wantoncy. And there's doubt about this snake who is making everybody sick and then leaving them alone. This is being announced. So this snake was gating intimate encounters and then draining people, making them sick, sucking the life out of them, leaving them alone. Yeah, so that's over because it has failed. You got the mass square. There's at least 7 of them here, if not, you know, macro. But now they're in a 5 of Cups energy. They're very sad. They're in regret because they have to carry their own burden. They're responsible for their own cross, their own burden. And they're in a 5 of Pentacles because they haven't earned anything. All they did was steal. In fact, that has just left them in the red as far as I'm concerned. They have to accept things as they are. You are protected from these guilty people continuing to make you tired, who had been making you tired. You are, you deserve a break. You deserve a break from this shadow demon. You're tired of this mask-wearing shadow demon. You're a legend. You're a legend, and you're taking the land back from this vampiric cult leader. What a jerk. Ace of Swords is here about this. Truth is out about this Queen of Cups reversed. She's very spiteful, very selfish. She's got limited vision, or she's lost her third eye sight. She's unworthy of a reunion. She's very egotistical and prideful. She's doing magic on people. She's undecisive because they could not end your ability to love yourself. No matter how many times you've been rejected, no matter how many times masculines or feminines or whoever came into your world proved to you that you didn't mean much of anything to them, it doesn't matter, because they could not take away your self-love. Your love doesn't come from other people in flesh suits. That's the thing these ones didn't know, because they're shallow. You're a unicorn. You're special. You create rainbows. You have a rainbow covenant with the Most High God. You are one of the, excuse the terminology, and I don't really appreciate it, but it is the chosen one, okay? And it's all it really means is that they couldn't snuff your light out. They couldn't destroy your love and turn you into a malicious, vengeful, creature of the night. They couldn't do that to you. You're still a beautiful, dependable unicorn. And when it got tough, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And that's what you did. And you did it with a dance, a hop, skip, and a jump, and a smile on your face, even though they were tearing you up inside. Boom. So you got the Nine of Swords here. They're in a nightmare because they did not get what they were expecting. Their values were all about money. They're very low vibrational, and they're going to get a whole lot of time within these time loops because they affected the many flames of this family, of God's family. They're in freaking trouble, man. Yeah, this vampire. They vampired many flames of this family. They were feeding on them. And God said that they are going to be the new fodder. They're still wanting to feed, though. They're very hungry. They're defeated in this conflict, this habitual pattern. They could not divorce you out of returning to love, or it could be that they have to go back and repeat loops in time because they couldn't divorce you from love. They could not end your love. Even when they even when they stripped you of everything you needed, even when they caused untimely deaths for your pets or people you love. And perhaps they're going to be experiencing loss and not having their needs met now because of what they did to you. You got billionaire status. They have lost their billionaire status. They have lost having their needs met because of what they did to you, to love. They could not snuff love out of you. You're the teacher of love. Where was I? You're the coach. You're the coach. You're the one, you're the teacher of love, to keep it high value, to keep it good, And these ones, they laugh and they joke about counseling, but they never took it serious because it's always a blame game, right? Well, it's not that. When you have the higher understanding, it's never about that. But these vampires turned everything into a fiasco, and they like it when people split up because that leaves everybody vulnerable and unstable and easier to siphon out of. Tinfoil hat. So you got a romantic proposal here, and now it's time. And you have no more patience with flighty or floozy intimate encounters, and so they're drowning, they're going under, and they're overloaded and overwhelmed by all of these tinfoil hat conspiracy theories that they were spreading about you. It's all on them. Like a couple months ago or whatever, the divine stated that they were going to have to eat their words. Like every nasty thing they spoke about you is going to be, they have to eat, like they have to live that. They've lost their status of privilege. So the Queen of Wands is here, survived. These ones are reminiscing about inside jokes, what they did to an irreplaceable, loving person whose heart is still open. Now they want her to open, or her and him to open their hearts to them. They're worried because love offered them escape, or it could just be an end of them using love as an escape. They're very worried. They will not, they've lost their status of privilege. And they're jealous of your influence in the world. You're an empath, and you warn people about these black squares that do the very least to gain the very most. They're triggered because those who want to feed on you and on the light-bearing people are being told to stay in their own lane. So that's why they attack psychics and oracles and prophetesses. They don't want anybody, they don't want the human family to know when these vampires are stalking them and what they are doing. This is a troll, fashion witch, simp who does the most for somebody who cares the least. They like to trauma bond with people who take care of themselves. And when I guess they think this oracle is a bitch. Because they're a legend and they're telling them to go F themselves. This star seed is taking the land back from the cult leader. So there's that. They don't like they're probably not even human, whatever, There is entities out there, they like stick it's like, what it felt like to me was, it felt to me like a pipe, like 2 inches, man, big. Boom! They jammed it right in my back, and it was like they were sucking the life force out of me. And then sometimes they would pump in this black energy, and it would spread out like an acid or something under the skin, and it would burn and tingle, and it would spread out. It was bad. It was really bad. I didn't like it one bit. I had to deal with that for like 18 years until somebody removed that. But this is what they do to people. They stick them with these straws or whatever, and then they like put this black energy in there, which kind of dissolves stuff, and then they suck it out like a straw, like a spider or something. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, it looks like that's over because you survived. If you had a similar experience, I'm sure that we all have been fed upon, and all of us probably have different experiences and memories of that and how it occurred for us. So anyhow, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this read here. I hope that it brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.